From the center of the galaxy, Chihuahua, emergencies in place. This is ForceCenter show about Star Wars pop culture and the old adventure, life itself. I'm Ken Napzok.
I'm Jen Landa.
I'm Justice Scrimshaw, and I haven't had a Chihuahua emergency in years. Sounds fun.
So I apologize for being a little late. If you're watching live, you're listening later. We're right when we intended to be. We had a little break between recordings. Joseph and I have a little preamble on the Force Awakens review. We're re-releasing Thursday, and I was like, I'll take the dog outside. Great. She loves the sun patch. Rolled in a big pile of cat poop, and now covered. Shirt had to come off. She has her little "I Love Daddy" T-shirt that had to come off. So Jen, I don't know how you raise kids. I can't raise a dog.
Yeah. Parenting is so difficult. It's so difficult, whether you're parenting a dog or a child. And I've had a Chihuahua. They are pretty darn close to a child. Whoo, that is not for the faint of heart. Chihuahua parents.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Franny was wearing an I Heart Daddy T-shirt. Do you feel like is this something that you guys need some therapy on? Was she rolling in the poo because of the shirt?
Because of the shirt, it could be because the shirt's been on for about 5 straight days. You know, I washed them. I'm a good dad. I'm a good dog dad, a good single dog dad. But she could have been like, I don't know. It was just We have alley cats that I sound like I'm from 1952 when I say alley cats, but feral cats and everybody love my backyard. And love trying to get the squirrels. And did I occasionally put down cat food because I felt sorry for them? Yes. So the backyard has been taken over by them. So I think she was like claiming territory.
You literally brought all the feral cats to your backyard.
Yes.
That's pretty great. Song needs
Anyways, we're all here for a live look at Star Wars news. We got, video game headlines, which broke last week on the Game Awards on Thursday. We'll get into that in a second. As always, do want to remind you the show does have a sponsor, and it's us. That's right. Today's podcast is brought to you by our shop on Fourth Wall. Check out our merch store. Pick up a T-shirt, pint glass, anything else there that you like to help support the show and represent ForceCenter out in the galaxy. We know it's the holiday season, so maybe it's just in time to get yourself a ForceCenter pint glass. I don't know. Maybe. Check it out, forcecenter-shop.fourthwall.com. Joseph, we are mushing on Dasher, on Prancer, on Musher. We are pushing towards our next YouTube goal. And thanks to the power of Alex Amali and appearing with us on the live show recently, we did pick up a few, but we're racing towards it.
Excellent. How close are we to our goal?
We're about 200 away.
Ooh, close. Yes. So as we've been talking about, our goal is to reach 10,500 subscribers on YouTube. There are these great moments where we lurch forward, speed forward, rush forward, roll in poo forward to getting 10,500 subscribers. So if you can help us out by hitting all of the buttons, Ken pays much more attention to the YouTube end of things. So I am always kind of the YouTube fool who I don't know when there's new buttons. What buttons can we hit now? There's a bell, right? Is there a pipe? Is there every murder instrument in Clue that you can hit now?
There's a shoe. There's a car.
The
there's a thimble. You want to subscribe if you haven't. Then you want to hit the notification bell. Which alerts you to our new content, content because it's YouTube, right? Live streams. Because if you don't, and let's say you get busy, let's say the holidays, and you don't watch us next week, and you're just a YouTube only person, you'll forget we existed, and we won't show up again on your feed for 3 months. This is what happens. This is why you hear the shows, and maybe some of the audience have their own shows, and you get it. Like, it is. My friends, Ricky and Elliot, Internet Today, big show, popular show, 200,000 views on each episode. They one time, because of an emergency, had to miss a week, and they came back and they were like, guys, we're gone. We're gone. Please like the video. Please, YouTube buried us. So, anyways, and then
don't forget about me button. Please don't forget me. As David says, I have candlestick to the stream. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yes. But anyways, Jen, Jen, you went, how I found you was you had a giant video.
Oh.
And did you think I've made it? And YouTube was like, no.
Yeah, even back then, because I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be spamming people. This was like when I was like, I'll release one video a week. And now people on TikTok are like 5 videos in one day. But I remember somebody once was like, listen, posting things is just like dropping a pebble in a rushing river, right? Like you just got to do it. So if we're not here, oh my goodness gracious, I don't know what people must think. They're like, where are those ForceCenter people? It's like, we've been here. We've been here.
I try no longer to be grumpy about it, but I do, and I got one recently because I'm producing the show Culture, Faith, and Politics for Pat Conkey on his YouTube channel, and so that's opening me up to a new audience. Not that anyone follows over to your channels, but one person was like, "Oh my gosh, so good to see Ken here. Haven't seen him since like 2018 on Collider. I didn't know what happened to him," and I get that a lot. You too get that a lot. It's just like, I've been here slugging through the forest and the jungle and the sands. Oh, I hate sand. Anyways, we're here.
Anyway,
we're here.
Thanks for booping the stream's nose or whatever button you did. It is very appreciated. And we're trying to spend more time on Blue Sky as well. So hit whatever buttons you need to there as well.
Yeah, we'll get to some Star Wars news, little life adventures. And look, I don't need the real world to crash. It's been, the news cycle is always rough. It's always tough. The last 3 days have been particularly just draining and sad and tragic. So I don't need to go into it, but I'm sure we're all feeling it there. But Joseph, anything in life that you want to share, celebrate, and bring some joy to?
Yeah, my wife had a wonderful dance show this weekend that I was able to go to 3 times. Very powerful modern dance show. I posted some images on old social media if you're curious. So that was really great and empowering. And then the big news of the week was Ken stopping by to sell me his Nintendo 64 entertainment system, which I have not had one since 2003 when mine was stolen. And got some good Star Wars games with it. Some that I've only played little bits and pieces at other people's houses when you used to have to go to other people's houses to play video games.
Remember that? Remember those days? Yeah.
Yes. How different Fortnite would be if it's like only one kid on the block has Fortnite and we all got to go over to Trevor's house.
Did you hear Jen Landers got Excite Bike?
I had Excite Bike and I traded it for another. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm very excited and such a huge fan of the GoldenEye game for N64, and I haven't been able to play it in years and years and years. I have a book on the making of GoldenEye that I've had for like 2 years that I deeply want to read, but I knew it would just make me too sad that I couldn't play the actual game. Yeah. So huge thanks to Ken for selling me his Nintendo 64, and I'm going to use that as a motivation to get more work done so I can have time to play it.
And to answer this question, with the expansion pack.
Oh yes, yeah. No, we confirmed that. Like, I want to make sure it plays well.
It is. No, I'm glad it's going to a good home. I joked to you that I'm selling for downsizing, selling for I need money, selling for just who knows where I'll be in life in a month or two. And I'm very happy to always send it to the good homes. It's like I told you, it was like an organ donor situation where like my spleen is gone, but at least you have it.
Yeah, so, you can always come and visit your spleen. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, just wait till I make Jen Landon take that life-size Wicket. Just wait.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh man, you'll be halfway through your sentence, and I'll be at your front door with my dolly.
There you go. It needs one. Jen, how are you? What's going on?
I wrapped up my school. I turned in my last research paper yesterday night at midnight. I think it was like 11:58, right? A minute before the deadline. Feels good. I have some other things to take care of before I start my clinicals next year, which is I'm going to be with people. I'm going to be amongst the people.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's good. So I feel a sense of relief. And I'm going to catch up on Star Wars stuff now, finally.
Nice.
Okay.
Anything in particular you're excited to catch up on?
I bought a bunch of books, a bunch of positive affirmation books, all sorts of self-help kind of things. I have the fantasy book that I've been trying to read. I can't even Court of Thorns. I can't remember.
Yes.
Anyways, I got that one. I bought this book that I was going to take with me on the airplane this summer. And I was like, oh, it's a light read. And I got it. It's about mafia families and like all the mafia rules, right? Fascinating.
Light
reading, a little murder. And the book is literally this thick.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm gonna go there yet. So maybe I'll save that for next summer.
Maybe trade back and forth between that and the life affirmation. Like every mafia murder, read one chapter of affirmation.
I know.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
that's all I got.
Happy to have you here. Clinicals. So wait, is that when you go out and like, is that like you intern with patient? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be in a speech clinic with children and adults and being there.
Wow.
Getting up in the mix.
News.
Yeah.
Big news.
Yeah.
Big news. Big news. There you go. Less life adventures for me. Busy weekend working. I think I hit my content creator burnout point yesterday, and taking a couple. We're gonna have one less ForceCenter episode this week. One less blathering episode this week, and tonight I'm gonna order some food and watch my football team win or lose. I'm just gonna unplug, and I think that's been where my life is. And the news cycle never helps, but this week was just particularly surreal, and can't even get to it. It's been a tough week. So happy to be here in the ForceCenter bubble as we're live discussing news.
Miami Dolphins, they're playing tomorrow. Is that your team?
Tonight.
Oh, tonight. Who are they playing?
Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh in like 10-degree weather, and our season's on the line. I'm gonna order a pizza, put on sweatpants, and enjoy it all.
Wow. Wow, that's going to be a good game, right? I don't know this season, but I imagine the Steelers are good, right?
Steelers are good, and the Dolphins have broken my heart for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like for 39 years, this is the game they lose. So I'm hoping we can change our destiny.
I support the Dolphins because I like any football team that has a non-traditionally masculine mascot.
Just a nice little smart dolphin.
We are going to jump above you and make loud noises. We are the Dolphins. What?
So long. Thanks for all the fish. All right, let's get into the Star Wars news. Some cool video game news. The Game Awards were last week. That's always when some big announcements happen. And we got count them two. Give me two, Utah. Big Star Wars video games were unveiled at the Game Awards. First up, Star Wars, The Fate of the Old Republic. There is a trailer to watch. As always, the trailers look really good and intriguing. We're going back to the Old Republic era with a new sprawling game directed by Casey Hudson, a former Knights of the Old Republic director and Mass Effect director. And I think he was like the guy with Mass Effect in terms of directing, but someone more in the game world will maybe add that information for me. Thank you. The game, sorry, I was going to make a joke that I don't want to make. The game is described as a spiritual successor to KOTOR, but is not a direct continuation or retelling of that tale. Will be a single-player, narrative-driven RPG developed by Arknaut Studios, which is a new studio. The news continues. There's speculation that the release might not be until 2030 at the earliest, but Hudson posted online that the goal is to get the game out as soon as possible. He also said this: working on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was one of the defining experiences of my career. With Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, we're telling a completely new and different story with everything we've learned since, crafting an adventure about choice, destiny, and the timeless struggle between light and dark. It's a dream come true to once again collaborate with Lucasfilm Games. Joseph, mouthful for me. Apologize. Haven't had coffee. Yeah, haven't had any coffee today. Woke up to get my hair cut. What do you think? Reactions, thoughts? Let's dive into it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for fans of Knights of the Old Republic and for fans of just the Old Republic era. I really liked the trailer. Like, I watched the trailer quickly and it was like, cool, great. I'm very excited for people who love this era and this designer, this director. But then I watched it again. It's like there was a lot in there that I was really compelled by. It was nice to see a Jedi-like figure that was a woman and had some like Rey-like hair design, because it is kind of fun to see some of those sequel era things start to seep into larger Star Wars and be like, this is a point of reference, the way Han's pants are a point of reference for the rest of Star Wars. Like, yep, this is a hairstyle that one might have all throughout the history of the galaxy. And then in that trailer, you know, she and some very traditional Star Wars buddies of like weirdo with a blaster and strange droid walk towards some, you know, dark space. And then what was looked to me like some sort of Sith coated kaiju type figure. Like there was a lot in this trailer that was like, ooh, this is all like great all these things you love about this side of Star Wars is here, but lots of like intriguing things, like what's she going to deal with. So I really like the trailer, and I also just really like digging into it. The focus on Hudson himself and the creator, because I think I always want new people to get a chance, but I also think with something like Star Wars, it is great to just go to a creator who has delivered before. So it feels like some of the excitement about this announcement is about the what, but it's also about the who. And I think that it's really fun to have a trusted creator getting people excited.
Absolutely. And live correspondent in LA, Maddie Gunner, Maddie Morner, official UK correspondent, checking in live from LA, was at the Game Awards and confirmed that Star Wars Photor got the biggest reaction of the night, more than new Resident Evil or the new Mega Man.
Wow.
Yeah, and obviously because the connection to Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars: The Old Republic, those games are tremendously popular. We have said before, the three of us haven't really taken a big swing. I think, Joseph, you were playing at one point on an iPad, right, to catch up?
I was, and then I tell you what happened. I got sucked into the card game. I can't remember Pazu. Somebody can correct me. and then ran out of time to play. Like I could have maybe played half the game if I hadn't just kept playing the card game. I'd love to finish sometime.
I love a good game of the card game. Jen, are you going to be, as Brian Ward said, playing on the PlayStation 9 when this comes out? And you have your own practice.
Pazak is the name of the game. Thank you, James Farley.
Pazak indeed. So I looked at this trailer. It's very moody. It's very cool. The character is very reminiscent with the hair, but then at the very end, you get a nice close up of her face, and you literally see the duality of like this blue light on one side of the face and kind of like a reddish hue on the other, the light or the dark, right? I'm happy for people because Knights of the Old Republic has such a passionate fan base, and it's really encouraging to hear what Maddie said, that people there's been issues with having female fronted characters, right, at the center of these games. It's been an issue. So to hear people have this kind of reaction makes me happy that maybe this could be a new start for our fandom, and something for people to get behind and love. This I don't know what you would call it. It's not really a franchise, but this storyline with the Knights of the Old Republic. It's been such a huge part of the fan base for so long. I never went on board with it, just because of time and also intimidation. So maybe this will open it up and be a new chapter. I'm hopeful.
No, I agree with that. I think it's always been, whether it was Benioff and Weiss are going to do an Old Republic series of movies, and I kind of think that was the case, or this or that, the remake of the game, the remaster of the game. It's a passionate fan base. Our buddy Kevin Smets, he loves his stuff. He does some wonderful episodes of his show based around the stuff, and has a film out of the cutscenes and everything. Like I really, really respect them. I never took the deep dive into it, various reasons. It was also when it came out during a time where I was like, I love Star Wars. We're still doing that? Okay, great. I'll get to that. But also, I don't have a system to play that on. But I'm just happy we're there, and it is I think this is a good, hopefully happy medium, Joseph, of the game you loved and something brand new, and we're going to maybe meet in the middle and create a new experience.
I hope so, and I hope that that there is just sort of acceptance for it, partially because of the era, but also because of good relationship. People have a positive relationship with the creator between Mass Effect and being involved in Knights of the Old Republic. And I know there are rock stars of video games and that, but I think this just kind of makes me think of part of the way that Apple Plus is, or whatever they call it, Apple Zero, whatever the hell they call it now, the Apple streaming, how quality wise it is winning the streaming awards, because they just go after creators with some hits under their belt and go, what do you want to make? And then we'll win awards. And not that sort of sweaty looking for what is the hottest new thing, of just trusting creators to make something good. And I think again, that's what I'm excited about, and that maybe people will just have a lot of trust in the creators. There'll be less negativity and more acceptance.
Have either of you had the chance to swing through Mass Effect at all?
I
Mm.
watched a friend play a big chunk of it, so I know good chunks of it. And other, I have had friends who love it so much who've been like, "Let's get together," and then like it's basically just the oral history of Mass Effect. So I have never played it, but I get the general vibe.
Yeah, yeah. I've played the first one.
Mm.
Loved it. I think it's a great game. But I was house sitting for a friend, and I think at the time was only on Xbox. Maybe it still is only on Xbox. Someone can correct me in chat. But I played it over like 6 days house sitting, and then I was like, great. And the other two came out. I'm like, well, I can't play it. Are you going on vacation, Paul? Are you going on vacation? Maybe I can finish it up. But I love the game, and it had, has that sprawling feel and traveling to planets in the big world. But the big thing, Jen, is these moral choices, and I love games with moral choices. First of all, first question, Jen: do you play bad? Do you go chaos agent when you play video games, or do you aim for the light?
I don't feel like it's gonna be good. If I choose the dark side, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more danger and more battles. I mean, I'm sure there'll be battles on the light too, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going down a path that I can't follow. It just makes me really uncomfortable. It's okay. I mean, look, you could probably play it multiple times, right? Or like set up 2
Oh
accounts
yeah, yeah,
and do it
yeah,
this way and do it that way.
yeah.
Um, my kids, we have these like choose your own adventure kind of things, like making choices, and they love choosing the bad choice. And I'm like, oh, well, the story's going to end pretty quickly because you made a lot of bad choices in a row. I don't know if that would be the case for the game, but it sure
It
is
could be.
fun. Why
Yeah.
not?
It's fun. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2
Oh,
both have that kind of morality system, and I have tried to go back and play Red Dead 2 intentionally bad,
mm,
but just quite frankly, I'm not an asshole, and I just can't do what the game. I'll do what I got to do, but I'm not gonna be mean about it, and so I always end up playing good. I'm always a little good boy running around the old west helping
I
people.
think there's so much in Laser Bolt videos as the dark side is easier and more seductive.
mm,
And I'm quite open to hearing why people love going through a video game like this, like the
Hmm.
one that's going to come out or Mass Effect that are based on, hey, make your choice and you could align with the dark side.
Yeah,
I feel like the dark side is always fun to choose in the moment that you choose it, but then you need to live in it, like with Choose Your Own
mhm.
Adventure. Die
yeah,
quickly, or hey, what do you know? It was really fun to choose that, but then a sad things happens.
yeah.
I mentioned before, I did a show for many years called Adventures in Mating, where it's a couple on a date, and then a waiter would pause the action and get the audience to choose by applauding. And of course, in that setting, it's like Roman gladiator, and people would just be, "What's the most violent? What's the most upsetting?" It's awful. And then sometimes people would kind of leave bummed out because, like, well, that date didn't end well. It's like, yeah, because you kept choosing all of the worst options, and it was really fun to hoot and applaud and yell and make that guy say that awful thing to that woman, make that woman leave. And they're like, well, why'd the date end? Like, because you made the woman leave.
You played evil.
I
Evil.
think that you have to have that ability to kind of separate your own like personal life and psyche from the
Hmm.
character. Like I can't do that in Animal Crossing. Anyone that plays Animal Crossing, there are characters that come over to your house and I literally will just stand there and be like, "Oh my gosh, I could just leave and get the character to leave, but I feel bad." And what does that say about like that's how I am in real life, right? Like I need to set boundaries in the game and in my real life. So I don't
I
know. It seems too difficult.
No, this is fascinating. The themes of video games. We should do a ForceCenter edition. Like even when I play my sports games in the franchise mode, when it comes to like cutting players, I sometimes don't because I feel bad. It's a completely made up computer thing. But I'm like, oh, Vince Anderson, he had such a good run. I don't want to. What's he gonna do? Retire? Go run a restaurant? I don't know. I can't do that to him.
We
So I keep
need
him on the
video
team.
games where it's not about choosing light and dark, but setting personal boundaries of like,
That's right.
okay, you can make this choice that is destructive to yourself, but is, really appeasing to everyone else, or you can make
Yeah.
this hard but necessary choice. That's what we need.
Mhm.
That's what we need.
That is what we
Um,
need.
this is fun conversation. But the Fate of the Old Republic, and again, I'm leaning on folks. I did research. I'm sorry. I sat down, had breakfast, and I put the script together. I looked for some of the stuff and watched Alex Stamen did a wonderful video out in the country, like a Taylor Sheridan show on CBS, where he and Molly are in
Wow.
the North Georgian forest on a vacation, and he brought his camera out there and did this wonderful video. I was waiting for Kevin Costner or Billy Bob Thornton to show up and be the villain. I'm a little confused on the word canon. I don't know if it's been used or thrown around. And I have seen some people make the case of I'm okay with if this is announced as not canon, it's its own kind of Legends or something like that. The game, it's not on a straight line as Knights of the Old Republic. That was the same thing with that. You could make choices. Your Revan is different than other people's Revan. That's something that's intriguing. But Joseph, any thoughts on how do we feel about this official feel into the fabled Old Republic era that might be left to our own devices, story-wise?
Yeah, I think I respect anybody who disagrees, but I kind of feel like they just don't say anything about canon would be great. I'm just like, I think that Star Wars can use as many eras as possible as just a sandbox. Like, I get the vibe, and I could be wrong from this trailer, that this is the adventure of this one specific Jedi that you're playing who's making choices, and that not necessarily the whole galaxy at stake. And I would like Star Wars to have more of those, like, here's just an era where you can tell a story of a single Jedi or a single scoundrel, and it isn't galaxy shaking stakes. It's a sandbox era. In the whole canon thing of it, of like, hey, if it's just this is one of the thousands and thousands of adventures that a single Jedi can have in this massive era of the Knights of the Old Republic era, then don't say anything about canon. And someday, when Dave Filoni is 70 and he's making his Old Republic movie and he wants to grab a little something from this video game, great. And if not, okay. And then people aren't, so obsessive about it. That's my hope.
Yeah, I agree with that hope. Jen, like Maddie Warner, do you just want to keep it as a campfire tale?
100%. I think it's dangerous to start saying that this is canon, because this fan base will remember and they will bring it up. So don't go there. Make it just a fun thing that you can roll around in the poop in. Like, don't start planting flags.
Like a Chihuahua? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I Hodge. We got it. We almost got it. We had it last time. Making myths is a cool vibe. General Cameroni says, I'd love for the setting politics subject be canon, but just leave the story loosely connected to things so you can mess around. Yeah. And to me, it's not even about a canon, non-canon debate. It's just kind of the reality of video games. You want them, for these style video games, you want them to be a little more free. You want to have the control of the story. And Star Wars, for better or worse, you kind of need that canon, whether you're canon junkie or not. Like, we do have those questions. I think they're fair to ask, and I like a good setting. We'll talk about the racing game, which I think has a good setting, but you can make kind of the own mission. And it, as a fan base, maybe it's on us to just loosen the strings a little bit on canon. As Brian Ward says, I need it to be canon when a character tells me to press X to interact with something.
You know what? Yeah, you guys, now that I'm thinking about this, because we are moving into a very AI, we're going to be able to like make Star Wars characters, like we can come up with a scenario and be like, oh, put Darth Vader in here. There's going to be a lot, like we're going to have to get used to not having like the canon as we know it, because we're going to have a lot of people that are like, well, in my storyline that I had Darth Vader do, he did blah, 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 blah. That's not going to be canon, right? It's so we're going to get further and further away from that, which is going to be really interesting to see. I know that that's where the studios are heading.
That's where they're trying to head, in my opinion.
They're trying to head. They're trying to head.
And good luck with their Crystal Pepsi version of storytelling that the public will reject eventually.
Well,
in my opinion.
like I know, but the fans at the same time, I know that there's so many fans that would love to have control over these characters that they enjoy, right? If someone's mad and they're like, I don't like the Star Wars movie that's out, well, I can go make these Knights of the Republic characters in my own movie, right? I feel like that's the danger, is that like we're giving this power to the people, which is normally a good thing, but here I don't think it is.
Yeah, and I think that I think you're totally right. And right now fans do that. There's fan films like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader should have kicked each other's asses in the original Star Wars movie. That's wrong, and Lucas should have fixed it. So we've made a fan film.
Yeah.
And some people love it, and other people reject it. And
in my Star Wars, Wicket's going to kill the Emperor.
Oh, man. Oh, wait till I get my AI Ewok series that I've been asking for. Now I can finally greenlight it.
Yeah.
That's where we're headed.
Detective McCarsel makes a very good point. For the sake of storytelling, I think it's best that any video games that can have different endings be non-canon. Yeah, there's something about the Old Republic in particular to me that just does feel really great as a myth. It's the Old Republic. And you playing a video game, you can almost imagine Maz Kanata saying, like, well, there are all these stories of Revan, and we know that this happened, but we don't know who all was there or what was really behind this motivation and blah, 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 and letting it be dreamy and misty.
Yeah, indeed. I like Will McLean's idea. His Star Wars Dexter Jester franchises diner all across the galaxy. Yeah, and I think it's the canon of these games is always valuable a valuable conversation to have. I just don't, you're not gonna sit Big Jim Mangold down and say, "You're ready to do your movie now?" Well, we got this video game and it might step on your story. I just don't, we don't want to box in creators like that, but we are playing in an era that I think needs to be established story wise from this era of Lucasfilm. So I'm just interested to see how that plays out more than anything.
I demand that it be canon that the main function of the carbon freezing chamber was for Han and Lando to dance to 21st century pop songs in the carbon freezing chamber. That must be canon.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. All right. So, any final thoughts on the fate of the Old Republic? My final thought is absolutely when it finally comes out. When I'm 72, and that's a concern. That's a concern to video games. GTA 6, that out. Some people bring up Star Wars Eclipse, that trailer announced, and obviously things with the studio. I think we're on the side of maybe that game doesn't need to come out unless things had changed over there. But I haven't heard an update in years. But this is kind of par for the course, Jed. Animal Crossing: The Extreme is announced, and then it doesn't come out for 15 years. Are you prepared for this?
Yeah. It's one of those things. Wake me up when it's actually here, and who knows? Yeah. Maybe I'll have time to play it. It looks really cool.
I will make time to play it. Joseph, final thoughts on Fate of the Old Republic or Animal Crossing Extreme, a game I just made up.
Animal Crossing of the Old Republic sounds absolutely fantastic. No, I'm extremely excited for people who love this era, love these games, love this creator. So I hope it comes out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and I love, more than anything, I guess the true final thought, I love the excitement for it. That's a lot of fun as a Star Wars fan. Speaking of excitement, it's time to pod race, or at least race. The second game announced was Star Wars Galactic Racer, and this one will be released in 2026. We know it's coming. We got a little trailer for it as well, and of course there was a big reveal at the end of it. Developed by Fuse Games and Secret Mode, Galactic Racer is a runs-based game with some of its creative team coming from the Need for Speed and Burnout race games. I played both those games, and they are fun to drink and play on a Friday night, as well as the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Starfighter mode. The game will have players follow a racer named Shade as they compete to become an elite racer in the Galactic League, a race league established following the fall of the Empire. There'll be a variety of ships to race. This is not just a pod race game. Swoop bikes and other things in there as well. Your decisions will affect the outcome, which you might say, it's a racing game, but there's a longer quote from one of the developers really highlighting what that means. We can get into that, or you guys can look it up yourself out there in the audience. The race seems to take place mostly on Jakku. That's what only planet they talk about. There was some snow in the trailer, and the trailer unveiled the return of a race legend, Sebulba. Jen, thoughts and reactions to this news? Feel free to start with Sebulba.
I just saw pictures of Sebulba on blue sky. People were sharing that. I'm like, what's going on? And so excited to see this new game. But I think what I had in my mind was not the actual trailer. Like, it's very sophisticated and slick looking. It is very adult, badass. I'm sure there's some 5th grade kids who are going to feel really cool playing this. There's also going to be adults who are like, yeah, this is my jam. So I think it has a wide appeal. It just looks really, it looks really immersive. I guess is the thing that really struck me. Like, this is not your mom's video game, kids. I'm still in a super pitfall. This is a whole new level.
Yeah. And James says multiplayer is confirmed, which might mean we'll all meet at Joseph's house, have some Chips Ahoy and soda pop, and play some video games in the room together. Joseph, your reaction to this?
Yeah, I love the contrast from Fate of the Old Republic, and it feels like, the Lucasfilm hierarchy knew what they were doing. Of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Love how excited people are for Sebulba. that tease at the end, they great promo for a racing game. And then there's the Sebulba tease with Beard, but also his engine sound in the background. And, I know we've talked about a lot. It's been going on for years and years now that the prequel, kids have come of age and it's their Star Wars, and some of the grumpy certainty of Generation X that the prequels are awful has just been drowned out by a larger voice of celebration. But there was something about that, like, this wasn't like, oh, there's a trailer, and if you kind of squint your eyes, you see something from the prequels. This was the big bang at the end of the trailer with his engine noise. There's something about it that was so constructed to be, let's press the nostalgia button, the same way that, like, that first episode of Rebels in 2014, quality storytelling, but at the time was also just like, where's the original trilogy nostalgia button? We're just going to press it again and again and again to get this rush. And I was really delighted by it, to see how much Sebulba was used as a nostalgia button, because it wasn't just him. It was that engine sound. And it was like, go back to the way you felt when you were 8 years old and you were playing Star Wars Racer on N64 with your friends.
I agree. Man, it got me too, because I was live on the air over the blathering, and the first game got announced. And, obviously for years I've screamed about, I want a pod racer franchise mode game where you manage a pod race team, and because that's the stuff I like, as I said earlier with Madden. So people were like, they announced it, and they announced your game. So I had a little bit of disappointment when I ended my show and I watched the trailer, and I was like, well, this isn't the game I wanted. There's not even pods in here. Like, what the hell is this? Swoop bikes? I don't want to race swoop bikes. And then, as you said, Joseph, that sound and the reveal, old bearded Sebulba survived all of his rivals. And I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be something I'm in on. We'll see how the rest of the game plays out. I personally don't know if I want it to be all tied to one character, but I love the narrative setting, like fall of their empire. This is the New Republic era. This is, we want some racing back. One of the characters like, the galaxy needs racing. It's like, all right, let's do this. I'm excited for this. And the Sebulba worked on me.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, because that whole voiceover is, I know this is not the game that you have often talked about wanting to be able to manage racers, but who knows? Maybe there'll be a mode. But that voiceover of it didn't sound to me like it was the racing character. It sounded like the voice of a promoter of the galaxy needs this. Everybody's going to say, like a gruff, chewing on whatever the Star Wars version of tobacco is and spitting it out. That voiceover is like one beat away from going, in my day, you got killed during races. Remember Rats Tyrell? People are going to die and it's going to be great. Like there's a real back in my day energy to that voiceover that has a sort of managerial quality to me.
No, I think you're right. I was intrigued by that, and intrigued by all the styles. I think it's smart to have speeders and swoop bikes and everything, because you might get bored of just doing one. And that's what you're saying. It all kind of works for me in terms of the setting. I just wish maybe you could create your own player, and then there you go. You're not in Star Wars canon anymore. You're in this weird world, but it's a race game. But I want to be freed of the canon shackles to race how I want. But I think I'm intrigued by the setting, and it makes a lot of sense, especially in this post-Mandalorian kind of world, where once that show arrived and we were dealing with this New Republic era from a different angle onto the stuff with Ahsoka, and a lot of it lines up with Aftermath and some of the early 2014, 2015 New Republic storytelling. But it feels right. It feels right that, like, hey, the Empire kind of came here. The race game, in some areas, as we saw in Bad Batch, was still vibrant, but in other ways, it wasn't. Let's bring it back. I'm excited to explore that.
I just want it to be like Mario Kart, like where I can just pick whatever character and whatever vehicle and choose the terrain, and just really simple. I just want it to be really simple. But I like what somebody was saying. Where is it? Laser Bolt. Yeah, I hope VR will be a part of the Pod Racer game. This is the first time where I genuinely would be like, yeah, give me a VR headset. I want to be in there and feeling it. I want wind somehow coming through the thing. Like, this would be super duper fun to play as a VR headset thing.
do you enjoy barfing in your own living room, or is
Oh,
this?
God, that's true. That's true.
I would. I'd give it a
Yeah.
go. I'd
Yeah.
give it a go. I don't know.
It'd be
I'd hurt
fun.
something. I'd probably pull some muscle, just like, but I'd be. Yeah, yeah, and so Brady 8984M brings. He says, I want to play. I want to race as Ben Quadranaros. So
Yeah.
not expecting. I don't know who I'm expecting in the game, quite frankly, outside of Sebulba, but I do hope and I do trust they know what they're leaning into. They know what this game represents to a lot of fans. They know what pod racing means to us, man. That has grown in popularity over the years for obvious reasons. I do hope there's references, lore in game, the Sebulba versus Quadraneros rivalry. I hope there's mention of this kid from Tatooine that won once. I really hope that kind of stuff pops up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean they do seem to be promoting that it is the campaign mode where you play this guy Shade, like James Farley is saying. But Detective McCarcel brings up, I'm sure they'll have an arcade mode that serves as a multiplayer mode like Mario Kart. To bring it all the way back to the N64 that you delivered, Ken, in GoldenEye. GoldenEye has a phenomenal main campaign, but for the most part, the nostalgia is around the multiplayer. That was sort of like, that's on there too. And I wonder if this game might harken back to those days of like, of course there's a single player that you can play, but what people will really enjoy is the Mario Kart levels where, I can be Ben Quadraneros and I can throw, turtle shell grenades at Team Topaglius. That'd be great.
Jen, you can't convince me though that you weren't, as Joseph just suggested there, flinging turtle shells and banana peels back at your opponents.
Oh, I was ruthless. See, that's where I get really competitive and these like racing kind of things. Maddie, I love this. Put an arcade version of Dave and Buster's where you sit in a racer. I've been visiting arcades a lot lately. They have some really fun like bike games where you like move the bike like that. Yeah, this would be
there's
the
old
perfect
pod race
opportunity.
one. Yeah.
There is a
pod race.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah, this came out.
Yeah, there was even like an old school TIE fighter one, I think, right? I did at a bar in downtown.
I would love to hear more of this story.
Yeah. A long time. Long time ago. Do you guys remember that? They opened up that bar in downtown in the arts district, kind of by Worskooch.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, Worskooch. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't party in the same circles, Jed. You were too wild for me. You were the Sunset Strip crew from Saturday. I couldn't keep up.
I have a picture of it. Shoot, I'm sure that they closed down. But it was pretty fun.
There you go. Yeah, no, and you're so right, Joseph, too. Like this game's got this great component, and James brings up this. Shade is described as a lone racer with a dream of glory and revenge. As James says, revenge is an interesting theme for a racing game. I do love that. There's a lot there. But yeah, I hope I would love, and here I am putting expectations. I've already put so much expectations on a pod race game in my mind for years with my dumb one of franchise mode. But I hope maybe in future editions or something where you could reenact famous races. Like take me back to the Boonteeth Classic and just and bring back kind of the pod racer kind of atmosphere. But you're right, Joseph. The memories of Bond of GoldenEye 64 are me and my friend Blair, me and my friend Lauren, all sitting there playing, having snacks on a Friday night, slappers only, proxy mines. Like that's the joy. That's
odd job hat to the crotch. Yep.
Indeed. Yeah.
The Shade is a lone racer with a dream of glory and revenge. Is a description of the narrative. Do you think that Shade is going to be an entirely made up character, or will he or they take off their helmet and be revealed to be one of Rats Tyrell's children?
Oh,
we can only hope, Jen. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Will we be able to customize our character? Like, how is this gonna work? Right?
I really want
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Can it be damned? I really, yes. I like to see myself, just a middle-aged man with a paunch trying to race his way through the galaxy. Like that's what I'd love to see.
Wait, they have that. They have that in the Elders. Is it the Elders Ring? I got that from my husband. Like you can make your character look like a middle-aged older man. And it was really funny. And he's like, I don't want to look like that. And I'm like, well,
take it up with reality.
Okay. You're like, hey.
He's very fit. He's very fit, but like it just was cracking me up. I'm like, okay, the guy has a gray beard. You have a gray beard. Okay.
Yep. I love that.
Funny.
I love that. I do want to shout out before I forget. Thanks for the Terrence Martin for the super sticker. Very generous. We really appreciate that here for ForceCenter. Maddie wants a sports book mode.
What's that?
That means when you can bet on the game, Jen, within the game.
Within.
But I'll take bets outside the game.
Oh boy.
My final big question of this here, and I'd love that we can get into some of the audience questions or suggestions or have fun here. The game has a tagline of no force, no prophecy, just skills, strategy, and the will to rise. That stood out to me because we have the Fate of the Old Republic, which has all kind of those big Star Wars sweeping, morality tales, and this clearly leaning more into revenge, racing, and Joseph. There's value in both games, but what do you see as the value of this particular game within the Star Wars fandom?
I think for me, I love that Star Wars does bounce back and forth between the very profound and the very absurd. And I don't think Racer is like absurd, but it's definitely more on the fun side, right? Like, look at how much we're all joking. Look at how much fun the audience is having with Sebulba. There's something about it, just like it's faster, more intense. It's just race around, blow people up, make jokes. Hope that there's lots of modes so you can do destructive things. It feels like the party side of Star Wars, and I think that is just as valuable as the deep, profound side of Star Wars.
Agreed. Jen?
It is a Tom Cruise movie. I mean, that's really what it reminds me of. Skill, strategy, and the will to rise, baby. I
hope there's volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's just like you don't need to worry about the force. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. Just come and race Sebulba. Like, have a good time. Anyone's welcome. Yeah. I like it.
Plus, I wouldn't want a racer if I'm playing with someone online or something to have like force powers to like mess things up on my racer or my pod. We can't have that.
No,
we can't have that.
Force allowed.
Svetnik says, Luke, come to the party side. But I do also, we haven't talked a lot about the Jakku setting, and it does look like there's Ice World setting. But, and I know some of it is just like, let's really establish the era. But Jakku it continues to me to be super powerful. It isn't just a symbol of the sequel trilogy. That's great that a sequel trilogy thing is being featured. But that the symbolism of that graveyard, it's a cool design, but it's also like, this is what we're dealing with, the wreckage of this previous system in this previous war, in the game being set so much, not just in the time period, because that's when it's set, but that voiceover being about like the Empire wouldn't allow us to do this, wouldn't allow this need for speed and competition and fun, and we need it back. And to have that set in the debris of the Empire, has some meat on its bones while also still just being fun and cool.
I love the setting of Jakku. Jakku is reaching that Tatooine level of the planet that was farthest from that all the stuff happens on, right? That people make the jokes on. But if we've discussed, that's only Luke and Big's point of view, and Jabba was always there, so it wasn't that it wasn't this unimportant planet if Jabba was on it. I think I look at that with Jakku. It is the location of some of my favorite things in this modern era of Star Wars. It really takes me back to 2014, 2015, 2016. Wondering about Jakku, reading, Wendig's Aftermath books and everything, takes place there. And the Emperor thought it was important. Gallius Rax there. And just the Battlefront, the first Battlefront 2015, you got to play all those battles on Jakku. I do love that it was so brand new, but it is a big, almost traditional Star Wars setting now. And that is part of the fun of this being 10 years on Force Awakens and everything. Okay, and then James is our number one source for Galactic Racer news. We really appreciate this, James. It was the Ice World is confirmed to be Episode 1 Racers Endo Prime. Oh yeah, we're going back, baby. Going back. And well, Joseph, you'll be doing some N64 pod racing soon, right? I forget which game
Yeah,
was in
you left me with Shadows of the Empire and the original episode 1 racer game, which I did play with friends back in the day. So I'm excited to revisit it.
Yeah,
Shadows of the Empire.
We're rounding down to the end of the show here. So if you have any questions, comments, super chats, get it in. I'm having a lot of fun with these suggestions here. Gaz Nottingham says, play as Watto, rebuilding his life in a last-ditch effort to be the ultimate pod race manager. Buy, upgrade, or sell your racer, employ a star pilot to race, and beat the best in an all-new management mode. That's what I want. It's boring to everyone else, but that's what I want. I don't even want to get onto the race field. I'll simulate the race. I just want to buy parts.
I think as I get older, a part of me wants almost like more of like, yeah, the thrill of racing, but turn-based. I just want to hit a button and go, make these 2 guys race, and I'll up this guy's points on engine and see what happens.
Madden is obviously the all-time greatest football game, at least in terms of selling. I love it. Maybe other people like John Elway, football from the Commodore 64. But for a while, EA released. It was like, hey, franchise mode seems to be popular. What if we release a football game that takes out the playing of football and you just manage your team? It's called NFL Coach. And it lasted only 2 versions and then it was gone. So my pod race game ideas maybe wouldn't last. But I love what you're saying, guys. That'd be fun. We got Maddie does not want that Ando Prime map. I do remember it. There. The Ingenious says, I think in another world, the resembling Solus might be Malistar. That would be cool to race in Sebulba's home world. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a wind tunnel behind me here. Apologies.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the Zilla Beast could appear and smash people on Malistar. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm dreaming up other maps too. I want to race in like downtown Corellia. I want to go to, even a Coruscant race.
Yeah.
Again,
I want to race up and down the steps of Kijimi. That'd be fantastic.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities.
The Rainbow Bridge, right?
Yeah.
Mario Kart, right?
Oh,
Jen,
I was like, wait, what?
What was your best map, Jen? Your Mario Kart map?
Oh, I don't even know. I play with my kids. They're so good. I'm like, how are you guys so good? Well, they play a lot. Yeah, I die. I'm still working on Sackboy, which is a PS5 game. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so hard. I'm having to use like these grappling things and I keep dying and like you have to work as a team. So my poor daughter's like, Mom, come on, don't die. I'm like, I can't help it. Trying my best.
Bringing this up. Oh, it's like a crocheted.
Yeah, it's really fun.
This game is yes, okay.
It's really fun. They have great music.
I remember Little Big Planet. That's right. It's a Little.
Oh,
Big
is that
Planet
it?
Spin-off. Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We started
That's
playing
amazing.
it a few weeks ago, and now we're all hooked. So
there you go.
Trying my best.
I said Rainbow Bridge, which is from the MCU. Rainbow Road, yes, in Mario Kart. And we also have a correction on the pronunciation of the ice planet. Nick says, I know it's annoying, but it's pronounced Endopreme.
Oh, Endopreme.
But it's spelled Prime?
Well, that's just silly Star Wars. That's just silly Star Wars.
Come on. But how does Lando pronounce
phonetic alphabet? I want to know what the influence is on that.
Lando says Endo-Prime. He probably says it like that. Thank you to Addie, Professor of Smart Things. Thank you for your instruction today. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, a lot out there to get us down. There we go. Adam Knight agrees with you as well. Sackboy is outstandingly fun. You're in the right spot, Jen.
Yeah. Wait, Svetnik, what is this? What is this? Astrobot? What is Astrobot? Is that a game? Is it something we build? What is it? Tell me more.
Or it could be your new AI kid that we all get handed to at Astrobot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, the winter break is coming. I need ideas. There you go. All right. Wait, what?
It's a dual speed racer game across 50 planets. Come on. That's perfect, Jen.
What? Oh, cool. Oh, it won Game of the Year last year. All right.
There we go.
Thanks for your recommendations.
There we go. All right. I think we did it. I think Yeah.
This is one question that I started that I wanted to get your take on real quick. Is this going to be humbled Sebulba or aggressively vengeful Sebulba? We know he's got a beard, but Jen, what do you think is in Sebulba's heart?
I don't think he's like the Grinch suddenly changed. I think that he is still Sebulba and he just can't let it go. He's gonna absolutely be vengeful. He just might be trickier about it, but yeah, he's still got vengeance in his heart.
Yeah. I hope he's coming out of retirement for one last race. I'm sure that he remembers the name Anakin Skywalker, and if they sort of stick to canon, Anakin Skywalker was well known from holovids as a hero of the Clone Wars. So Sebulba is probably like, let me at, let me at him, let me at him. Maybe the secret plot is Sebulba trying to get a race with Luke. Be like, I'll be this kid. How about that?
Is that like when you do comedy in the early days and someone who you're like you overlooked or you're a little bitter against, you're like 10 years later, like, so they have a TV show? They got a TV show?
Oh,
I want to race them.
That hurts.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. There you go. That's our look. I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to play it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully, I personally have loved a lot of the aspects of the last few Star Wars video games, but I haven't been completely fulfilled since Battlefront 2 in 2017. That's just my experience, not shared. So I'm really hoping this racer game comes out, and it's a great Friday night on repeat. Gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for this one that it could be bite-sized enough that I could actually make time to play it for an hour, set it down instead of being entirely immersed in a huge world.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm looking forward to it. I've been finding a lot of escape and joy in video games. It's also a fun way to connect with my kids. I don't know if they'll get into this, but for me personally, it's like a nice way to just escape the world. So maybe we'll get there.
There you go. This is it. That's it. I think, and that's it. Kind of us for this week. Other than our big re-release of our Force Awakens review on Thursday, Joseph and I have recorded an intro. I will say this though, I completely forgot that Jen, you had missed that original review, but you're on the episode right before. So I want to encourage people also to look for that one. We won't re-release that one. I could maybe put it all in one giant file, but maybe not. There'll be like a 4-hour video, and YouTube would hate me. But that's coming out Thursday on the anniversary of the Force Awakens release. Our review, and it's such a, how would you describe it, Joseph? The review is foundational to ForceCenter, but also of its time in a wonderful way.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to have this bit of history be on Earth. Time changes everything, so we'll see how much it changed that episode of ForceCenter.
There you go. All right, that is it. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe on Patreon. Support us there at patreon.com/ForceCenter. Find us on social media at ForceCenter Pod. And hopefully, if you're listening on the audio version, say hi. Re-releases of Databank Brawl are on the podcast feed every Sunday. Follow me at Cat Knapsack or my Patreon page, catnapsack. No, what am I? Patreon.com/catnapsack or go to my website. And then this Friday, if you're local, man, I'd really love to sell more tickets. I'll just be honest. December 19th, headlining a great holiday show, Hot Burbank Nights Holiday Edition. Jason K., Grace Cosmeyer, Carter Parton Rogers, and of course, Joseph Scrimshaw cooking up something wonderful. We're going to have fun on that show, but coming out information, tickets at flapperscomedy.com. Jen, anything for you, or are you just going to start streaming Astrobot or Astro Boy or Astronaut?
Yes. Thank you all for your recommendations. Keep them coming whenever you have them. This is great. You can find me on all the social media channels at Jennifer Landa, TikTok at Jennifer Landa 1138, and I'll hopefully be posting more on the break.
There you go. Joseph, take us home where they can find you and your film adventures.
Yeah, you can find me on all the social media at Joseph Scrimshaw, trying to post more because I know I will need to keep those social media numbers up as I start to get the horror film Dead Media out into the world. Them numbers make a difference. If you'd like to help me with Dead Media, you can go to my website and click a link to sign up for the Dead Media mailing list. And as it starts to play more places, I'll put out emails letting people know when and where they can support the film.
There you go. All right, that's it. We'll see you next time here on ForceCenter.